Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Schoolstone, your weekend afternoon show bringing you some of the best THL matches this week has to offer. Today, I'm one of your hosts, Lotus Knight, and I am joined by Dr. Fish. Fish, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. I'm very excited for these matches we have. Um, Starting off with a very high level pro match, and then we're going to follow up a uh, with a legacy semifinals match that might decide a series, which might end up proving crucial for either team if they can get the win here.
Right. I think we have the opposite order, but we start with Legacy.
Oh, we're starting with legacy. Yeah.
So we're starting with the bigger consequence one. Not
Hmm.
that the other one isn't. It's a really major match, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, we are going to have a bit of nails tonight. So as I punned in the THL Discord, we're hitting the nail on the head this time, and starting with
Yeah.
nails versus always just in time. So let's zoom in into our first match of the day. We have nails for ATL versus always just in time for Foolish Madman. So Fish, you're usually better at these things than I am. What is the match looking like for these two teams right now?
All right. So the match is currently 8-7 in the favor of always top deck lethal. T Stu took a 3-1 win over Dardar Binks. Automated Button took a 3-0 victory over Matty Ebs, and Jester took a 3-2 win against Jimbo. So match started out 8-3 and has now become 8-7 with Automated Button getting a very nice win, a sweep. Yes, sweeping in Legacy is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just keeps your team in it or it puts them over the top. But in this case, it's just keeping them alive. And we're looking at this Nails versus always just in time match as crucial. If Nails can win this match, um, I am unsure about the point. I guess if Justin gets if Justin gets the 2 points, then it
There's
could
a
then it
chance.
could then there's a chance of Diamond being able to save it for his team. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So
it's
Justin really needs this match.
yeah. Um, this is interesting deck selection as well. We get to see Mage and Druid,
Yes.
following the Paladin, Rogue, and Warrior. So not a totally predictable lineup. We do just have their bands.
Yeah. Okay.
Nails had his Warrior band,
Hmm.
while Always Just in Time had his Rogue band.
Okay.
I don't think there's any huge surprise here. These are
No.
two just very common bands.
Yeah.
Um,
We've seen a common theme on Always Top Deck Lethal. They've every single member of their team has banned Rogue this week,
yeah,
so tells me that they've done a lot of good prep together. Very likely to come to the conclusion that most matches should just ban the Rogue. It's a very strong class.
yeah. I think the current Pen Flinger Weapon Rogue is a very annoying deck to face. I'm surprised that
Yeah.
Nails banned it because um, you can
I
tech
think.
the mage pretty well for the matchup, or just
Oh, sure.
spell damage mage. I think is at probably around even.
Yeah, I think it's probably more against the World Kick scenario where World Kick can do some crazy things. Uh, poss Potentially. I mean, I don't know what types of decks these players are bringing. This is closed deckless format, so we don't know what they have in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Very. I mean, in we saw in the Jester versus Jimbo match on Friday night that Druid had a bit of a problem getting through. It seems like it got through for automated button. Uh, in his match, as it every single class just won. But we'll see how it does here. Druid is one of those weird classes where because of the deck types. And I know that you pointed out kind of prior to us going live that you expect to maybe see like a Highlander Druid or something. Um,
Yeah, I'm
that maybe wouldn't be a token deck, but we'll
I'm
see what
not
happens.
sure anymore. It's
Yeah,
bad into Mage. Token Druid doesn't love Mage because Mage
no,
has really good options against it,
yeah.
but it's pretty good into Paladin and really good into Rogue.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So we'll see what happens.
yeah, I think we're ready to start.
Awesome.
Um, Let me give them the go,
Okay.
and I'll send this in nails. Yeah, this is going to be just such a hot start.
Yeah.
I would expect. I know legacy people say it doesn't matter. I'm kind of expecting nails to start with. Honestly, given that he banned the rogue, might just start with the paladin because the paladin has good all-around matchups, and it's just such a strong
Yeah.
class right now.
I think you're right. I think we're gonna see a paladin start from nails. Very likely. Yeah. We'll just have to see what variants he brings to his deck.
Right.
Um,
I think
yeah.
it doesn't fit Ram Paladin that much, and Ram Paladin did take quite a hit.
Yeah. I expect broom, but I'm wondering what type of broom paladin, or maybe even a pure paladin, because pure paladin is actually not too bad right now.
Yeah. Um, Pure, you lose the mirror matchup, and since they're both not banning Paladin, I don't think you want to lose that matchup. That would be the main argument, not for Pure. But we actually see the
Mhm.
Druid versus the Mage,
Yes.
and that's a Gibblerling and a Fungal Fortunes.
All right. Yeah. This is Gibberling, so it is token. This
Yeah.
mage deck. It. Oh, could. Okay. Well, we've seen Encanter's flow in the
Yes.
deck, so I this leads me to believe Nails might be playing Mozaki Mage.
I know Nails is a fan of Mozaki, and he brought against me in Legacy or in Hero last week, and He had gadgets down on 5, draw his whole deck, combo on 6.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff this deck does. As long as you can get your Encanter's flow,
Right.
um, then you're pretty set. As long as if you can get both of them, it's just icing on the cake.
Yeah. This is not a great start though, because you can see that Always
No,
Just in Time has the really, really, really hot start of just going big from the beginning. Oh, that's
yeah,
just a really big board.
we're likely to see Gibberling Coin Innervate Power here.
You can
Could
even go
also,
Dreamway Guardians.
yeah, you could go for Dreamway here.
It's just such a strong way to start.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think we're going to see a pass, but we could.
maybe. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect to see a pass here. There's not much reason to not do anything, but I guess we're gonna see a pass because Justin waited a very long time, just considering what to do. Encanter's flow
Probably.
comes out, and he now should know what deck this is.
Yeah.
So now it's time to go in a bit. That's a
Oh.
lightning bloom.
He can
So
go
now,
in really fast right now if he wants to.
yes, and against this deck, you probably should.
Yeah, this is a deck that is going to beat you if you let them do their thing.
Yeah.
They will. They aren't great into Token Druid, but you know what you're facing. You know if you build a board, they're going to be in trouble.
Hmm. Yep. Here we go. Gibberling's coming down. Coin, Bloom, Dreamway, and very likely Power of the Wild.
Yeah.
With there won't be a there won't be there won't be any Fungal Fortunes next turn because there will be two two mana crystals worth of overload. So we'll have to
Yeah.
wait. We'll have to wait for refill until turn 4. But this Maid's deck does not want to see this board this early. Um,
No. They
this
can
deck.
freeze and transform a lot of stuff, and you can try to go in early with
Mhm,
Apprentice next turn, but is that even
sure.
enough?
Just gonna go for Arcane Intellect. Doesn't really just only gets a draw card into more draw cards, and there's like there isn't spell damage for the cramp session currently. The Arcane Intellect is probably your best bet next turn, unless you get something that's really good off the top. Um, we technically could see Fungal here if we want to use both Innervates, but uh, I would be surprised if Justin played it. Wouldn't be surprised if he just attacked with everything and
Yeah.
then maybe even just sat. There's no reason to even really innervate out the hero power here. Um,
No, you can keep your innervates in case you draw something good, or
yeah,
I'm not super seeing the urgency in double innervating out your fungal fortune.
yeah,
We are going to see basically the whole deck or the whole hand being played.
yeah. We will. Everything's really cheap. Found the mirror image. That's a very crucial card in this matchup.
Yes.
Um, yes. The one thing is that this fungal can now, if fungal draws, because Justin waited, if fungal draws Savage Roar and the mirror, I think there's a potential for just lethal
Mhm.
um even through a mirror image, but we'll see how everything lands out here. So much of the stuff is getting get frozen and changed to 1/1s. So
The thing is, if you freeze here, it's good, but at the same time, you're saying your hand is empty. It's going to
yeah,
take longer for you to set up the Mozaki, which is
agreed.
you don't
So I
have a
think
lot of time.
so I think you just mirror image here and hope there's no lethal. Okay, found this Conjure Mana Biscuit. That's a really nice card to have for next turn.
Well, I don't really love this position. You're not looking
No,
great here.
no, I don't like this. There's no hand, and you have just Mozaki and a Conjure Mana Biscuit. It's not a lot. And now Fungals is going to start drawing things. Arbor Up Bees, and Nature Studies, and you can even just use Nature Studies here for a discount for next turn.
Right. Well, you can also make sure you kill the apprentice here pretty easily with hero power, which I think is a must.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, we're gonna see Innervate Hero Power remove the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah. Nails really needs a creme session and to dream of something, so he could go Mozaki into the creme session and draw.
Yeah, we'll be able to hold things off for another turn
Well, that Arbor up,
potentially, but the Arbor Up I think just does it. Right? I mean, I guess you freeze a
if you
two,
freeze
three, and a
two.
2/2, and it just probably leaves you just off lethal there. Um,
Yeah, it's just not
I
enough. You
no,
needed
there's
to
not
have
a
pulled the combo turn 4 if you wanted to be Token Druid.
true. There's Rising Winds. We're just probably just gonna see an Arbor up here.
Yeah,
That that that's so close. It's 4 damage off with plenty of damage on board.
there's Gadgets, and um, you're going to draw your whole deck here. Literally, I don't think there's any doubt of that.
No, the whole deck is getting drawn. It's just gonna be if everything can get cleared.
I think it can. Honestly, with literally every card you have in the deck, you should be able to clear the sport.
Hmm
And that's the insane part about this deck. You can just pull 30 cards out of your deck quite easily.
Yeah.
Alright.
All thanks to having that it's really thanks to having
Encounters
double
flow.
enchanters flow early. If you get that
Yes.
really early in the game, your entire deck is super cheap. The only thing that doesn't get discounted are your like 3 minions.
Yeah.
Um so what I'd like to see here is I'd like to see perhaps lead with the nature studies and look for a swipe. Does not find the swipe.
No. Moonfire is an option. Can kill the gadgets in.
Yeah, you can kill the gadgets in with the lightning or with the lunar eclipse and the moonfire.
This is such an insane start for the Mozaki Mage. It's usually you
Yeah,
don't get to do this on turn 6.
no.
Now at the same time you can just let the gadgets in live here. And they can't do that much if you let it live.
I'm just gonna play bees.
Yeah. Um what is the last card? I don't actually know what is the last card in the deck. I think he's played Brain Freeze, so it's not
Yeah,
that.
it's not brain freeze, no. But setting down to two, it's gonna end up being an arcane explosion.
So
But
casting spells here are really dangerous.
yeah, got it. There's, in fact, I think leaving the auctioneer up really the auctioneer just draws fatigue.
Yeah?
So he can't play another, yeah, he can't play another minion.
No,
Yep.
that was just it.
That was really well played by Justin to uh to just leave that auctioneer up, knowing that if they start drawing, if Nails wants to draw, he has to die. So he would
Yes.
have to go and he would have to take two. He would allow for way too much spells to be drawn if he's gonna go and leave him at 4. 'Cause
What
that's
an insane
I,
start.
yeah. Game came down to how just kind of knowing to go that the only thing that the druid could really do there is go face
Yeah.
and just hope because the whole like there the board that board usually never gets cleared
No.
by most mage but can get cleared by some mage decks but not a whole lot without like a Ross play. However,
Mhm.
just being able to get all that cleared was so insane that gadgets in top deck like
Yeah.
when you're going so fast that I can't even tell what you're doing like
There's not much we can talk during those turns. It's mostly look at it
no.
and marvel. And there's a new card that I haven't seen at all. Spiked
Oh,
Wheel is there.
oh, Justin playing Spiked Wheel. This is I have heard of this card being tested in deck Spiked Wheel,
Yeah.
but typically I've heard that it's not so great, but who knows?
Also, yes, that's my reaction to it. I'm not a lover of Spike Wheel.
Hmm.
Um, we see the Paladin. It's not ramp, which I don't think anyone
No,
expected ramp here.
nope. I did not expect ramp from Nails at all. He is a very prolific Broom Paladin player, uh, and I know this because of past weeks having played his team
Sure.
and learning this information. However, now the Spike Wheel does get thrown back. This does. It's hard to say what deck this is, but the broom and I seeing a Penflinger kind of makes me think it's ETC. Uh,
Yeah, I'm currently feeling its control ETC, which is actually
yeah,
favored against Paladin.
yeah, it's slightly, it's pretty close match, but it should be fine for the ETC.
Yeah,
I think the additions of some of the new cards have helped the Paladin.
right. The Libram does help, but the big
Yeah,
issue is That might not be enough to kill ETC.
True.
Probably just going to see a minefield here. Perfectly clears the board. Makes sure your opponent do too much with buffing next turn. You could just hero power and wait, and we actually know that would be correct with the Sawhead's Pride.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to just see another hero power.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I don't feel that. I don't feel that there's a large amount of threat here, but I guess Justin does. He decides to go with the minefield. Um,
yeah, it's not that important of a card against Paladin.
no, it's a really important card early though. Like in this stage, it's pretty important, but when it gets later, it's just not.
Yeah,
As is in most cases, besides like token decks where they're trying to put little where they're trying to put low health, a lot of low health things on, and you can just clear them.
right.
So that looks like Brawl was has been drawn. I don't. The only play I could I'm probably gonna or the play I think is gonna happen is exactly what happened, which is shield block.
Yeah. You just want
Yep.
to draw. You drew your combo for later. That card's going to stick around for a while. You're not playing it anytime soon.
No, not at all.
But it is important. You want to draw it, and you only have one in the deck.
Yes, there's the wheel.
So you
The
could
wheel
spiked
would
wheel
be
here.
the wheel would be active to attack here because of the armor. Hmm. So very likely just to see. Uh, I would say it's very likely to see just a spiked wheel with a hero power, and you can attack
Yeah.
into the 3-1.
Yeah, that sounds like I would play that. The alternative being Bladestorm, but Bladestorm is a
Oh,
really good
Blitz.
answer to Librams.
Yeah, I definitely. I would rather see that saved for hope for a hope, or even or even potentially an Aldor.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously, the thing with Paladin is Paladin has really good Blade Storm insurance.
they have a lot of 1/1s.
Yeah, so not like you would want to remove that with a Blade Storm, but you can't because of the one
Right.
the little Squire, whatever his name is, Silverhand recruit.
Yeah, but the little ones are really good into Brawl. Like, for your
Yeah.
opponent. Your opponent really wants to play a Brawl.
Yes. Hmm. Right. So looks like maybe just an armor pass. I would yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit surprised by this play, but at the same time there's not a whole lot that Justin can actually do here, and
No.
we'll see how wide uh Nails makes this board. There really hasn't been much information given about this deck other than there's a spiked wheel. In
I
a
think,
mine there was like minefield, spiked wheel, and shield block, so it's very likely a control deck because of the
right.
spiked wheel. Because if you're running bomb warrior, you're not running spiked wheel. You're just running wrenches.
Right.
But Brawl is played, and so there's a high chance that one of the little guys lives, and that helps out Justin quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Leaving that 1/1, though, does make you weaker into the Libram, which is
Yeah.
certainly coming down here.
Yep. Drew Libram, um the Loot Hoarder drew Libram of Hope there, and so able allowed Nails to go Penflinger with that card.
Right.
So could you can still make a Blade Storm here. Use Hero Power, Shield Slam, Blade Storm,
Or shield block, shield
or
slam.
Shield Block, Shield Slam. Well, yeah, Shield Block being in hand, you definitely play that.
Yeah. Yeah, using the Blade Storm to kill this 8/8.
Very likely just to swing. I would take this opportunity to hit face with the spiked wheel. There's there
Um,
didn't there didn't really seem to be. I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be a better time later on in the game to play it. But
mhm.
all right,
The Warrior is really, really hoping to draw Battle Rage, because Battle Rage would basically be all the draw it needs for a few turns, would lead the deck to
yeah,
be a lot emptier, just sets up really well.
hmm yeah. Meanwhile now Nails has both Penflingers in the hand.
Oh,
Um, that's a Battle Rage.
speaking of it,
Yeah,
could
gonna
go
see.
Risky Skipper, Armorsmith, Quartermaster, and draw 4 cards.
Yep. With 8 cards in hand, that is very possible.
Yeah,
You can even and can opt to remove the 3/3 at the end potentially if you want, but I mean uh
yeah.
very likely yeah, it looks like Justin's just going to remove the 3/3 but and
Armorsmith, Skipper, Quartermaster, Battle Rage is another way to go. Just
oh,
dealing 1
okay.
damage, not going 2.
Yeah, just wants to keep it nice and healthy, the stuff nice and healthy that he has on his board. Gonna do a
Yeah,
nice hand refill. Wow, what a pickup. There's some nice stuff. There is a Sword Eater, Cutting Class, Bloodsworn, and Rattlegore. There's a lot of
right.
combo pieces in the hand now.
Um,
Um,
we
this,
don't know that there's a Silas to remove this Rattlegore in
yeah,
Nails' deck.
there's a chance there is not. Um, I think if you see Warrior, I think you just put Silas in because
Uh,
it's just one of those cards that it's just insurance against warriors that have Rattlegore.
sure.
So we're gonna see Libram of Justice clear the board up. 3 armor will be gained by Justin. Uh and we're gonna see Hero Power Loot Hoarder. I quite expect to see Rattlegore here just dropped. I don't know what other play could be made. Maybe potentially Sword Eater with a cutting class, but you kind of have drawn all the things you need to draw this game. You just need to go to the point um where you can win the game with your combo.
Yeah, you're basically almost ready. You need your Flinger and you're done.
Yeah. Blade Storm drawn. Could even just Blade Storm this here. Um
Uh,
if you wanted to remove the whole board.
I personally would just hit the weapon into the 3/1 and hero power. I think
Okay.
that's good enough. Unless
Sure.
something
I,
crazy
I think
comes
you're
out.
I think you're right. Underbelly fence is actually not bad at all. Element underbelly, yeah, fence.
Yeah.
I
um.
want to say fencer, but it's um.
Yeah.
So
This is a good position. I think
this is
Justin
a
is
really
just
strong
1 card
position.
away from winning.
Yeah, in this matchup, oh, he's gonna potentially just go face here. He's gonna make Nails have to have an answer
Yeah.
for his board.
Yeah.
Um, or to remove all of his board anyways, because the Sword Eater is gonna get removed.
Right.
But we're gonna see Selects Pride and looks like maybe a Broomstick play here. The This Broom Paladin hasn't drawn particularly amazing, but
No.
but will get a bunch of draws here. Braggart, coming in from the Select's Pride, which means that all the other one attack or one health minions, one, yeah, one health minions have all been drawn from the deck now. Um,
Right.
you're looking at bottom 11. You're looking at Libram of both Libram of Wisdoms, a second Libram of Justice. Hope has been drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's second cutting class with a full hand.
I think you might just slam Rattlegore here.
Yeah,
They have a Silas. You're so close to the combo, you can survive 1 or 2 turns and win.
yeah. Wild Pyro.
Yeah, that was mostly for the Druid
Yeah.
matchup, but the Druid got through pretty early.
Yeah. So I think. So I wonder because we're definitely going to see Libram of Hope here. I'm wondering if this creates. I don't know how much damage can be done, but I guess there's no way to damage the ETC to make multiple ETC right now.
Not yet. Um, could
But
always
if
just get it. In which
could
case
always
it's
just get.
over.
Yeah.
Not over yet.
No.
At least I don't see it.
No. I see a potential play though where you swing the Rattlegore into the 8/8 to pop the Divine Shield, then you play Barrel Blade Storm. If that clears the board up and you're left with an 8/8, and your opponent doesn't have their Libram of doesn't have their minion anymore.
Sure. Going
It
for
looks
a
let's
broom play.
go for a broom play.
He might go for multiple Rattlegores. That is one of the ways you can.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a way you win, is multiple Rattlegores.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And it looks like these Rattlegores have rush
Yeah.
because of
Um, there
how
was a
things were
mistake with the
copied.
2-3. You could probably, or you should have, taken your 2-3 and given it rush so it killed the 1-1.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, this is this is I'm wondering what's gonna happen here. I mean, I guess there's bear off play potential, but even then, the Rattlegores are just so much. Like, even if you can clear this whole board, you're gonna have so much damage just from the Rattlegore alone.
Yeah.
Um, so gonna go for. Oh yeah, I mean it's just over. There's if you don't clear up, even if he clears the Rattlegore, you only lose 1 health on the board, and there's over 30 damage between the weapon and the minions.
Right. I
Would have
don't
to
see a great way to win here.
Gonna have to use the broomstick here to remove probably like maybe the two remove like some of the smaller minions potentially. It just doesn't look
Yes.
great. Might even have to use a penflinger and rush it in after.
The big problem here is your opponent still might draw the broom, in which case that ETC is dealing damage. You don't need a full combo to win.
No. No, you don't even need any bit of you don't need much of a combo at all if you're yeah, you don't need much of a combo at all if your Rattlegores are hitting face.
Yeah. That is
There's
27
penflinger.
damage, and you can actually flinger them to death.
Yeah, let's use penflinger, you can coin out, you can use your coin.
Or just a call.
Cabal Lackey as well also does it. That's just
Yeah,
27.
that's lethal.
All
And the
right, so
warrior
just
makes it through.
yeah, so that's a 1-1. Warrior takes it over the Paladin. No, that's a 2-0.
It's a
The
2-0.
Druid got through over the Mage. Warrior gets through over the Paladin. So this is very interesting. This Justin's 1 game away from continuing his undefeated season. He
Yeah.
just has to win with looks like he just has to win with Paladin. with his rogue ban. So Nail's gonna have to determine which deck is best to play against the Paladin. I would not be surprised to see another Mozart. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Mage,
The
or the
mage,
Rogue, or
the mage is probably the
potentially,
most favored one.
the Rogue as well, depending on the Rogue deck.
I would probably go for the mage here.
Yeah, I would
Mozaki
as
is
well.
really good into Libram,
Yeah,
but this is a really hot start. How can you? The warrior and the druid, especially the druid, was probably what Nails was fairly targeting.
yeah.
I'm not sure what is Nails' rogue here. Mm, did he go super slow with even something like Highlander or Gala?
I I would guess it's a Whirl Kick. Um, but I don't 100% know.
I think Secret would have been a great choice.
Oh, maybe it is a secret. Maybe it is a secret rogue, and we'll have to find out if he gets to play the deck. Uh, but
Yeah,
both players taking time to consider their decks, perhaps take a little, just
yeah. I think they took a
calm the nerves, make sure that they're nice and ready for the next
yeah.
game.
And I think Justin just went to the restroom since
Oh,
they are playing in a fairly slow rhythm, which will be a stark contrast to when we see Hat in the next match.
yeah, our
Um,
hat goes super fast.
yeah, I like
It's
playing Hat. I tend to play fast, and with Hat, it's like very dynamic.
Yeah,
But
it's really cool.
it's harder for us. This is a lot easier because we can discuss a lot more ideas, can talk about a lot more things than just
Yeah,
watching a match happen.
agreed.
Um, I think a lot of the match to me from this point is going to be the Paladin mirror, and whether the rogue that was
Agreed.
brought has a good matchup into whatever Paladin Justine brought.
Yeah, I mean, there is still a chance that Justin just says Ramp Paladin can get a win, and he brings that deck.
Yeah. We are seeing the mage. It's going to
All
be a
right,
mage
so
versus a paladin, and
Mage
it is a
versus
ran
Paladin.
paladin.
It's Ramp. Okay, so we see a hot start. I Wow, this Paladin could steal it from the Mage. Looking at this hand, and Justin has the
I don't think
coin.
you can ever beat that mage hand with ran paladin unless you have Allura.
True, you're right. Because Nas makes him have 10, and then the Mage just pops off and you die.
Yeah, it's like it's going to take one or two turns and then you're dead. The only way you can win here is by Murloc pressure.
Yeah, has the red scale, has the crab rider. Probably gonna decide if he actually wants to keep the red scale here. Just because you have Nozdormu and tip the scales, but he knows what type of mage deck this is. It's very dangerous to
Yes,
give this. It's very dangerous to give this mage deck mana to play with.
especially
Um,
with this hand. Looking at this hand, this is
yeah,
almost a dream hand.
Gadgets and Encanters, and then gets an AI. Does get an Underlight Angling Rod. Oh wow, gets an Imprisoned Phoenix. But gonna
Um,
opt for the Thal. But I'm gonna opt for the Thalnos because Thalnos says draw a card on it.
yeah, that's a good enough reason, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. All this deck wants to do is cycle.
Yeah, you're going to go turn two, play your spell in
Yep.
counter slow, and turn three go crazy.
Yeah.
That is a way you can just win against Paladin.
All right. Just in determining maybe if there's any possibility of coining something out here, but very likely not gonna happen. We see um I mean, this is a nice hand. For Justin, it's just now this mage has everything it needs in case of Nas. Um
Right.
with Wand Maker going into hand, could either opt for the Crab Rider or the Wand Maker. Um,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mm, the Crab Rider is a really strong card because it can just win Fury you out.
Yeah,
Playing the
gotta.
more expensive one so you can get a Gadget Zen earlier.
Yeah, this also creates a scenario where maybe they have, where at least a threat of having Murloc War Leader, which would
Sure.
really make it kind of awkward because then this Paladin's just hitting you for six damage a turn. Now
Yeah,
Stormu comes out, and that's gonna be bad.
that is yeah. We get
I
to
mean,
see it.
I mean, obviously we have caster vision. Justin does not. Justin does not know that his opponent is about to draw most of his deck, if not all of it, and has the Mozaki for next turn.
Well, he doesn't
Oh,
even need to draw that much because he has the cram session.
yeah,
He can just say next turn you're dead. Don't worry about it. Fun for everyone.
sure. Yeah, and this is just one of those decks that this Mozaki base deck is, it just benefits so highly from a Storm of the Timeless play. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, everything gets frozen. I mean, you don't even need to. You could potentially just Frostbolt face, but if you want to say Frostbolt for Mozaki, so it can be one of your finishing tools. We're gonna
yeah,
see Tip come out. We're gonna see Tip the Scales come out, so that's at least pretty good. All this, everything can get removed from the board here.
I
But it
guess.
does not. But it doesn't save. It
No.
just does not save Justin from what's about to happen. You can't like all of this being done not expecting a Mozaki and a Gadgetzin auctioneer by turn 3.
Yeah,
Like you can't expect that from this deck always, like, because that's 3 cards out of 30 out of a deck of 30. So
right.
yeah,
Playing the one maker is an option because desperate measures can give you cards that could be
um,
dangerous here, like Oh My Yogg.
yeah. Oh my Yogg definitely could throw a wrench, and he knows he's dead now.
Yeah. Um, we don't see an apprentice, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, the apprentice not having the apprentice is a big deal. You're right.
We see the Mana Biscuit, which I'm sure is coming out soon.
Sure, they just wants to order it as well as possible.
Yeah, you also don't have a lot of time.
Yeah. Now we start seeing the APM.
Yeah. This has become an APM matchup, but at the same time, you have both Frostbolts. It's so close that I don't even know that you're that worried. You can
Yeah.
basically draw your whole deck at this point and just see how much damage you can deal.
He is, yeah, he opts to, he's gonna mill, but he
It's
doesn't
gonna mill.
care. Next turn, because next turn it's essentially lethal next turn. No, it's just lethal this turn, I guess. No, 16
Um,
damage.
I don't know if it was lethal or not. It
It wasn't. It wasn't. There would have
wasn't.
been there. No, I think that the rope made that difficult, but there is just, yeah, even the Zoth God of the Deep can't bring back any taunts to
No.
protect. So
You
yeah,
can't kill it. You cannot
you
kill
would
that
have
Mozaki.
you would have needed a board of clowns to stop this.
Even then, even with clowns, you would need 3 clowns, and that's not enough.
Yeah,
Full clowns, you can't play your broom, so there's actually nothing you can do here.
true. That's true. That's
And this is a turn 4. Game's over.
um
There's an Oh My Yogg, so hijinks may occur.
sure. Also there could be some way in which you still get through everything with a broom. So there is enough rushing minions potentially to get through this. Gonna go for second desperate measure, gets a repentance. Fishy flyer. Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin didn't. He took too much time, and so he's gonna just concede it. Mozaki made gets through. It's 2-1 now. still
What a
with this
match.
now Nails knows his ramp paladin, so now
Right.
he can decide which of his decks to bring out based on that. Um,
Yeah.
still has to win with that broom paladin and with whatever rogue deck he has brought.
hmm the Ram Paladin is also very favored into Libram Paladin. So this is
Yeah,
looking really good for Justin, if I'm being
it is.
honest.
It is. Yeah, the even with the rogue that's probably going to be played here. No, he goes for the paladin mirror.
Yeah.
Nails does.
None of the cards you want to see in your early hand. So you just toss it
Yeah.
out and you look for. There you go.
Mhm.
Exactly that card.
Argent Braggart. It's a good card against. It's a pretty good card against this deck.
Yeah. You also have a really good start with Attendant into Libram of Wisdom, but there's the
Yeah.
tip of the scales. There's going to be a turn
Yeah.
5 tip of the scales, which is so hard to answer.
Yeah. It is. Crab Rider can come out and you can just double bump. You don't have to really do anything with it. Could even maybe I just opt for a hero power. I'd still like to see the Crab Rider here. Because there, I mean,
Yeah.
what's the possible answers? You know what you have in you have in a couple of turns. So maybe you again try to just apply pressure with the Crab Rider.
Yeah, the Crab
But
Rider isn't going to be that useful.
no, not right now. Maybe you could have saved it for the turn where you go tip the scales.
Yeah,
But
I
if you're
don't think you need
but
a
if
bump.
no, you don't need a bump. But you're definitely right about that. Um, It's gonna take 2 damage. It's gonna take 3 damage to go to down to a 1/1. Um,
Yeah,
could just see maybe a hero power. Yeah, just gonna go face for 2 and gonna
yeah.
end turn. No reason to
Basically,
don't need
just
to clear
say I'm
anything
gonna
here.
take it slow here. My
Yeah.
big play's coming out next turn, in which case
Hmm.
everyone's in trouble, and going to see it happen.
Yeah. Nozdormu the Timeless.
That is just a really good play against this deck.
Yeah.
Could see double Aldor, making
Yep.
Librams free forever.
Gonna opt for the. I think the Braggart is really. I think the Braggart is definitely gonna get played here.
Sure.
Um, I could see Argent with a Aldor and a coining out of the weapon.
The weapon is not going to be corrupted.
Yeah. So just gonna opt to not even do that. Just not gonna play that. Gonna go for a loot hoarder instead.
Yeah,
Gonna opt to put some chip damage into put some potential chip damage into this Nozdormu, and then go for a
yeah.
pen flinger and buff up very likely
Braggart.
the Braggart. Yeah. Because that Bragger would go to a 9/9 and would not be killable by. But just gonna all right, we're gonna opt to see it put on the loot hoarder instead.
Sure.
We know that tip the scales is coming now.
That Crab
Um,
Rider not an amazing draw either.
no, it However, there's gonna be plenty of ways for you can still the crab rider could still come down this turn. All that has to be done is trading off one of the 6/3s.
Yeah,
So then we can go for a crab rider here.
yeah,
Um, this I mean the whole board is gonna get cleared up
pretty
and
much.
it's gonna have to get answered. Um, okay, I don't mind this. There's
No,
also potential to play. There is no broom potential, but uh, I like that. We're just gonna clear it off while keeping the Nozdormu alive.
right.
Pushing that 8 damage is so crucial. Um,
Yes,
because
it's
there's now chances that you just get you get a bit taunt walled out by this deck. Uh,
right. I'm It's interesting to see that Justin doesn't have an insane 10 drop. Like his charge is just a 10 mana 10/10.
Yashiraj is not very good right now. Yeah,
No, he can go for
needs
the clown after, and the clown you certainly want to play it.
sure. Clowns would pretty much end the game against this deck.
Yeah.
So there is that option just to go for it, knowing that if my board does somehow get cleared up, that I have more than enough ways to deal with it. But there's also two rushers and potential to make more if you need it with two broomsticks in hand. Looks like Nails is just going to try and clear off this Murloc War Leader. You do not want to let that minion live.
Yeah, no.
Uh, Now there's less damage threat. Libram of Judgment with the corruption gonna get played. Gonna trade off with the Nozdormu. It only this way Nails only takes 3 damage instead of 8.
Mhm. Um so here, do you go for the charge play or do you say, I'm going to wait a bit. This charge can be my win condition. I need more value, more time. I'm just going to go Spectral Flyer Wand Maker.
I like Spectral Flyer Wand Maker. But we'll so I mean I like that play a little bit more because I think that the Flyers it just lines up so well into this 5/8. You
They
clear
do.
it off and then you can push face damage and you can even and if you want you can remove the young priestess as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. You can even maybe check for wand maker first in case you want to play whatever you get off of it.
Sure.
All right, get to repentance, just gonna opt to it's gonna opt to not play the repentance yet. Gonna clear off the minion for face.
Yeah. Killing everything the paladin has put on the board.
Yeah, that's
A little
that's a
bit.
bit of an awkward draw.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late.
Hmm.
Last turn that would have been really good.
Yeah, agreed. Because you could play it and you could even just overwrite the weapon.
Yeah.
The weapon there. Now it's a turn too late, and so the card will just be saved probably for after this big weapon. There's no real threat on the board currently. The only thing
Oh.
I could see that would cause it to have to get played would be if the clown board comes out, because then that's a decent way to clear it. Um,
Yeah.
so all right, we're just gonna see a couple of pens. That infectious spoiling is a pretty interesting card, honestly. I didn't even see that in the hand.
Yeah, it's really good
Um,
with Broom. It's just polymorph on a stick.
yeah, and that's gonna help immensely against.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with this draw, you
so now
just
with this
slam
draw, you
down.
just play Yashiraj. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
you have two. Now you have two boards of clowns that are corrupted. You don't care, and Yashiraj himself forces Nails to have to
Yes.
deal with the minion. You can play Libram of Justice here.
Yeah, but playing
Um,
Libra means there's a pretty happy Carnival Clown board afterwards.
Agreed. Yeah. So it's just a really yeah gonna want to save the no, he's not gonna save the justice. He's gonna go for the play right now to get the to clear off the board. McGurgle Prime goes into deck now as well. That's a threatening card in the deck.
Yeah,
I mean, there's tons of cards that are big threats. Gets the Scrapyard Colossus.
a little bit too late. You can just
Little
Broom
late.
into Carnival Clown. You can Broom to
Yeah.
kill the 3/1.
Yeah.
If he has another Libram,
Hmm.
that would be annoying. Or Barov.
Yeah.
No Broom. Okay.
Yeah. I could have seen that potentially be a play, but wanted to play out the repentance here.
Yeah. No great way to deal with this
There
board.
is there is no trigger for there is no trigger for the um well now there will be. But I was gonna say there really wasn't any trigger for the Libram for the Wild Pyro, but now there is.
Yeah, but you can only do it once.
Yeah.
Repentance not really a great spell here,
No.
or in general.
Mhm. Agreed. And one of the dumbest interactions I've ever seen happens there, where somehow the minion escapes, even though it took damage.
Yeah, he did miss an opportunity to play it a bit earlier.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna see quite a few of these clowns clear. I just don't think it's enough to clear the board, right?
No, you're certainly not clearing the board.
So you just have to do as much as you can and hope you clear more than two clowns, and he does. Two clowns cleared, more of them cleared actually.
You can
Um,
ping your own to clear all but one clown.
okay, so I think it does. I think the attack got went through as well.
Okay.
Um, but alas, here we are again, my friend. This time the broom
Yeah,
comes out.
I
This
do
time he's
think
gonna play the broom first and clear, and then we're gonna see the second clown board.
yes. I do really think he should have played the room instead of the secret last turn, because one less pyro would have meant this clown board had a higher chance of surviving.
Yeah, but I think now it's just. I think now even regardless, I think it's just
Yeah,
not good enough.
now it's over. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do. It's just you're looking at this board, you're looking at these clowns, you have a 10-2, you have a
Plays the
spoiling.
infectious spoiling and concedes, and that's a 3-1 victory
Wow, good
for.
job.
Hmm.
Very well played and lineup very well built for Justin. I'm going to call him
Yeah.
for an interview.
Yep.
Um, Great match. I think honestly Justin played very well. Other than Nails missed a few pings, but both of them just did amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, okay. I've added him as a friend in Discord because you actually need to do that to add someone to a call for some. Okay,
Oh, okay.
and cool.
Cool.
Um, hey, congratulations on your match today, Justin.
Thanks.
How did it feel?
Uh, Bit of a relief. I mean, 3-2 versus 3-1 for me didn't matter, but if I got the sweep, then Diamond could potentially lose 2-3, and we would still win the series. So it's a
Hmm.
bit bummed out to lose that third game, but I mean,
Yeah.
uh, I mean, I felt like it has been a theme for me in Hearthstone. Like my last few THL matches, just none of the games have felt very close. Uh, Like,
Hmm.
I think I won that game one on like turn two or something, and game
Yeah,
two it seemed like he teched his Broom Paladin to be so like anti-token that when you draw like double Wild Pyro stuff like that, equality,
Yeah.
you're not going to have a great time into Warrior. And then
right.
game three, he had whatever Incanter's AI gadget
He
off
had
the
yeah,
bat.
Yeah,
he had all of
Ran
that by turn. He had all of that by turn three. Like the
yeah,
Encanters, he had the Encanters gadget
yeah,
just went off the mulligan, and then just drew Mozaki.
and
Like
then
on
game
turn
four,
clear.
I'm looking at my opening hand, going, okay, well, I think I win. And
Yeah, I don't think
he
he
put
can
up a
deal with
pretty
it.
good fight. There's some
He
neat
did.
lines with the pyros, but just one too many clowns, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah,
I guess
I
that
would
one was
say.
the closest, if any. But even then, just I don't know. It kind of just felt
Yeah,
like the draw RNG or QRNG gods decided that I was going to win this one today. So not too much can be said about that one.
I think in this match, at least the way I was watching it, every time a deck won, it's because it drew exactly what it wanted to draw. All the four
Yeah,
matches,
yeah.
the decks drew what they were looking
Yeah.
to draw.
And
There wasn't.
partially maybe because of our rings as well. Like when you bring Mozaki Mage, you bring Ramp Alley post nerf. A lot of those
Yes.
matchups are pretty polarized, and each time it was just like a 65-35, 70-30, and the player who was
Yes.
favored got a good draw, and
Yeah.
then did the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
The only
So
didn't
matchup
see.
the only
Go ahead.
matchup where I saw any possible where I saw like a potential for it to end up being kind of like an unfavored that was one would have been that paladin would have been warrior over the paladin, but the way he teched his deck, it really left it
Yeah,
lacking against your deck.
yeah.
Because
I was saying that
if it ran like Silas and stuff, you would have been in a bit potential more trouble.
for sure. Uh, but like, yeah, I was sitting there for a few turns in that mid game of Warrior, going, "Wow, what is my hand? I have not drawn Sword Eater. I've not drawn Cash. I've not drawn Ankar. I've not drawn Battle Rage. I'm kind of just sitting here passing. But oh, my opponent is too nice."
Yeah.
Yeah, I I
and
want to ask you about
then,
one card that you included.
oh,
That
I know the card you're gonna ask me about already.
Spiked wheel.
You can't. No one beats my Wheelier. It's my little pet card. Should it
I
be in the
love
deck? No. Did I put it in the deck anyways? Yes. Did it
I
do work
loved
this
it.
game? Maybe. Maybe.
It was fine.
it was okay.
It cleared a menu you wouldn't have been otherwise able to necessarily
Yeah.
clear that turn.
Nah, I
Um,
mean, in specifically that archetype of ETC, I think it's better than anything else because you just hero power pass on turn 2 every game, and then you're playing
yeah.
quartermaster or shield block or hero power pass on turn 3. So it can
Mhm.
really like I was thinking it might be decent to spell damage mage, where if they're playing like the 2/3 with spell damage or sorcerer's apprentice or lab
Yeah.
partner.
Sure.
It can like 2 for 1 without costing you too much mana if you play it on curve. Then he didn't bring it, and I had it off the mull into that Paladin game, and I pitched it away because it's a bad card. But it came back to me anyways, so whatever.
Yeah.
Nice. Um, one question I have here was, how do you feel about Ram Paladin post nerf? Since its numbers fell quite a bit, so I want to ask you, what is your general feeling about the deck?
Yeah, I mean, I think this was the first time I ever piloted it.
Fair.
uh, yeah, I mean, I haven't been playing too much of the game recently, and seeing my opponent is tearing up ladder certainly. Intimidation would be the wrong word, but playing the 2 seed
Sure.
most of the season, I generally felt like I could. I was a bit call this arrogance. I felt like I was a bit better than most of my opponents, where that was definitely not the case today. So I'm just like, okay, well, stats still say it's decent enough into his decks. I don't want to think today.
Fair.
Let's just do some decks, and hopefully I draw the nods, and that's pretty much what happened. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
even then, just the QRNG itself, like if it had been my Paladin game 1 into his Mage, and then my Druid game 2 into his like double Wild Pyro Pally, like things could have gone very differently. So
Yeah.
uh, it just all
The
fell a bit
order.
coin flippy, but I
Yeah.
guess the
The
coins flipped
order.
my favor, so we take
The
those.
order matters quite a bit in this game, and so it's really like to emphasize. Like it's pretty good to at least point that out. That I had lineups where I felt favored in a lot of matchups, and then oh look, I queued wrong. I got some queue order mishaps, and my opponent beat me in the
Yeah,
end, or they took an
Right.
extra game or so off of me. But
yeah.
yeah,
Random.org served me well today.
yeah,
um, so I have two final questions. I always like to ask something of this sort. So my first final question will be, I'm sure you saw, or I'm sure you're ready for the rotation and for everything to change. But in the meanwhile, is there any card that you feel like is still a problem? Is there any deck you think is a problem? Would you change anything, or do you think this meta's fine? There's no need for balance changes.
I mean, statistically, it's pretty balanced. There's a lot of viable stuff. I kind of just honestly have not been thinking about much about class submission recently because it's just whatever I
Sure,
submit. There's probably good decks from it. uh, but
sure.
yeah, I know a lot of people complain about like how it feels to play against aggro rogue, and having Netflixed and half-mindedly played that deck to top 50 on Asia earlier this month while like missing lethal every game. I think I would agree.
Fair.
Something feels wrong if you can have a good win rate with that deck while playing as abysmally as I was. Uh,
Fair.
so like on balance reasons or on play pattern reasons, I can see some people saying you should nerf that, but I think historically that this meta is pretty good.
yeah. I
It's
would
always going to
agree.
be a subjective thing because then there's some people who love penciling, or there's some people who love. We haven't had a classic just face deck like aggro rogue in a while, where it's like, oh, if they draw the nuts, it doesn't matter what reactive tools you have in your warrior, you're just dead by turn 5, turn 6.
Mhm.
This harkens back to like Face Hunter of a few years ago. A lot of aggro decks recently have been more board based, more prone to interaction. So I mean, this is I don't think many people like this niche, but I'm sure there's some people out there who's just like, hey, I don't want my opponent to be able to kill my minions. Stealth, go face, weapons, yay.
Fair.
Fair,
That's
yeah.
fair.
It's yeah.
Any shout outs you want to give before we finish talking about this match and start our pro match for the day?
I mean, Ben talked with me in a while in voice last night while I was going for a walk, because I like my midnight walks. And he, instead of me having to do my matchup research and lineup research, he did it for me. That was very nice. I was like, hey, can you look up this deck's win rate into this one or this card's win rate? That was very nice of him. I got my walk in,
Uh,
he did all the work. And not only did he do
Nice.
that work, that was
he
right
also
after he
he
swept
also
Maddie Ebbs in
swept
the
Matty
three.
Eds, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
big shout out to him.
Huge wins for your team because it looked kind of not great after the first two matches. But you getting a 3-1 and especially that sweep from Button uh really helping your team out to see if you or ATL is going to face F2O Red in the finals.
Yeah, I mean it's all to
Mhm.
play for in the last match now.
Oh yeah,
Whoever
for
wins
sure.
that one takes the
Yep.
series. There's no permutations of someone can lose but still advance. So I
Yeah.
back Diamond. Uh,
Yeah.
but then again, I a neutral observer might back Nails here against me, and then he didn't really get to play much Hearthstone for some of those games. So things can always happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, part for the deck choices there. But I want to take this time to thank Always Just in Time for joining us.
Yes.
We're going to continue with our pro match so we don't keep Hat and Nails waiting for a very long time. So if you want to stick around, we have a really good pro match for you. We have
Mhm.
Ridiculous Hat representing Aeon versus Nails for
Yeah.
Ishar's Clown College, the number 3 and 4 teams in Pro Black division right now.
Yeah.
This,
Anyways, thanks guys. That one sounds like a fun one. I'll
Yep.
tune into the stream.
Hey man,
yeah,
thanks for
thank you.
coming on and
Yeah,
good luck to to Diamond when he plays his match.
Yeah.
yeah. Diamond
Um,
doesn't need luck. He has the
No, he
power
does.
of branding on his
Diamond
wall behind him.
Diamond's a really good player.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, see you guys.
Yep,
See
see
ya.
ya.
So we're seeing Nails bringing the Demon Hunter, Paladin, Warlock, and Warrior, very different than what
Yeah.
we saw before, versus Hat's Demon Hunter, Rogue, Warlock, and Warrior. We since this is pro, we actually know the decks. So Nails is
Yes.
bringing OTKDH, Bomb Warrior, Libram Paladin, and Zoo Warlock
Yeah.
versus Hat's Soul Demon Hunter, World Kick Rogue, Zoo Warlock, and Bomb Warrior. So tell me a bit how you feel about this particular match, Feach.
Almost seeing the bans, which Hat has banned the Paladin from Nails, and Nails has banned the World Kick Rogue from Ridiculous Hat. I think whew, this would be interesting. I think I think there's pretty much just a bunch of mirror class matchups, and in fact, there's two potential mirror matchups. But the Demon Hunters are two different Demon Hunter decks, and I think I like Hat's choice to bring Soul Demon Hunter. If he thinks that the OTK Demon Hunters are, because I think if there's any deck that he has that can really could potentially stop that the Lifesteal Demon Hunter, it would be the other Demon Hunter deck would be Soul Demon Hunter could potentially stop it from doing
Yeah.
its thing.
Soul has a pretty
And
positive matchup. So does Bomb Warrior. Bomb Warrior is insane in that
yeah,
matchup.
yeah. Um, I like I like the ban of Rogue from Nails because the Flick Sky Shift is a big problem for Lifesteal Demon Hunter.
Sure.
I feel like a lot of his deck building revolves around the Demon Hunter brings.
Yes.
The fur from Nails at least the way that Hat kind of constructed his lineup, as well as and not letting banning the Paladin to make the matchups for the Bomb Warrior easier
Right.
is definitely good.
Yeah. I do think I'm a little bit scared for Nails OTKDH because
Yeah.
these are not great matchups for it. None of the four were. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have to see how this goes.
Yeah.
I'll let them know so they can start when they're ready.
Yeah.
And I believe they're already. Yeah, they're both logged in, so they should be setting up right now. I think something that will be, or at least the way I am seeing the match, it's all going to be about whether Nails can get his OTKDH through. And even though these are bad matchups, OTKDH is one of those decks that can always win. There's no
Yeah.
deck that wins it 100% of the time. It has enough tools that just they're so strong.
Yeah.
And I think the World Kick Rogue can be a bit complicated with the flick because if you flick one of the Moargs, it's over. There's no infinite damage from Life Steal. It's cool to see. Personally, I really like seeing matches where we have such different lineups from one series to another because we get to experience a bit of each class, see how each class is doing. We didn't get to see any rogues today, unfortunately. I miss seeing rogues, or well, do I miss seeing rogues? I miss seeing World Kick. World Kick was good for stream, but we don't get it this time.
No, we do not get the world kick. But both of these players can see each other's decks completely as its open decklist format is Conquest, same as the last one, best of 5.
Right.
Um, so
Mhm.
oh, let's hope that Nails kind of is able to um kind of take time necessary to compose after having just played another match against after having just played the previous match. It's like playing one match as is kind of it can take a lot out of you.
Yes.
Having to play 2 matches in a row can be quite a lot. I know that a lot of these players, people like Nail, well, maybe Nails hasn't had to grind for the Masters Tour as he's already qualified, but he qualified through ladder.
Yes.
Um, but I have eyeballs for both players, so let's go ahead and get in to the match.
Yeah, we're getting in. So I think if I were to guess here, we're going to see Hatstar with Soul versus Nails, probably the Warrior actually. And this is a complete guess. This is a Warlock mirror, so I was wrong
It
twice.
yeah, it's a zoom mirror. I didn't want to give it away. But Nails has a good start. You
Yeah.
play Expired Merchant with Hand of Gul'dan, and you are in for a good time.
Yeah.
However, Hat also has a Hand of Gul'dan, so if he was to get something like a Merchant or a Nightshade Matron, he'll be just fine as well in this matchup. Um,
That's such a strong start for Nails because you can see that he
yeah.
has the 4 mana 5/5 right afterwards.
hmm I like this play from Hat. He's just gonna say, "You're taking damage. I will heal back up to full." Um,
Um,
I don't mind it. I there's not. I mean, unless you think maybe a Flame Whip and a Void Walker would have been better, or tapping, but
I think this is just such a crazy start. It's
oh no, it is a crazy start for Nails where Hats has a complete uphill battle for the rest
yeah.
of this match now.
Um,
Um, but Matron makes Matron doesn't necessarily make this much better because Nails is gonna beat him to the Nightshade Matron play.
yes.
And there's 2 Hand Dons in hand for him.
Yeah, and also rushing against Nails doesn't look great because he has the Mosher
No,
there.
yeah. Just draw a second matron. We're gonna get like this is just one of those matches where one
Yeah.
warlock has hit their stride before the other warlock, and so and the raise that off of Hand of Gul'dan, like this is just so rough for Hat.
Yeah, a big
Nails
question
Nails
is,
is Nails is gonna be able to flood pretty fast here.
yeah, he is getting really low on health, but Zoo doesn't
He
have that
is.
much burst.
Yeah. Um unless there's like double soul fire, which there's not even one in hand currently. But yeah. There's 13 currently on the board of Nails after the minion got removed. Um so
Hmm.
it's just a matter of does Wicked Whisper get you there? I don't think it quite and don't and it should. Wicked Whispers plus Minari Mosher should just be lethal here.
The lethal, I didn't do the math. 11,
Well,
13 plus 5, 18 plus 3, that's one off.
one off lethal. Okay, yeah, Hat has 22 health. I
Yeah.
that's true. I was calculating for needing 7 for some reason, but I was wrong.
So this is just so much. How do
Yeah.
you ever deal with this? And
Even he even opts to discard a Dark Glare, knowing that he just has so much pressure,
yeah, this game
removes
looks
board,
over.
and Hat just decides we're gonna go to the next one.
Yeah, let's
No,
not
no
waste
need to,
time.
no need to dwell on this match. We're
Nah,
just
this
gonna
is good
tap and
enough.
move to the next. I like that decision. Now that the Warlock is gone, Hat can kind of go from there and think what deck do I have that's going to work well into Bomb Warrior and this Demon Hunter. I would not be surprised to see to hmm, I don't know.
Um,
I don't know if this war. I don't know how Zoo does into OTK
Soldiage?
Demon Hunter. Yeah.
Well, into OTK, it's actually Zoo favored a little bit, if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken. You can, it depends on the AoE, and I'm not sure the
Hmm.
exact numbers.
Yeah.
But we're now seeing the
Right.
Demon Hunter mirror.
Yep. We
This
see
is
Skull. Oh,
very
this is a
mirrored
pretty.
match.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Demon Hunter Mirror, the start for Hat is not bad, especially with a skull that can get outcasted with just one play of Twin Slice.
Um,
And it looks like there will be plenty of opportunity to play Twin Slice with the Marrow Slicer coming down, probably on 3 or 4 here,
you might just throw it on two,
potentially.
just to get it out of the way. The other option is if you have Aldrachi, you definitely keep it because you really want Aldrachi.
Yep. And there's even a potential to play. Yeah, he just gets it out of the way here. Just 3 damage to face.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's just gonna go ahead and get him. And
Yeah.
next turn there is maybe a potential Il'gynoth
Oh,
play
you want a
here, but
Tempo Il'gynoth?
no, I think you just go with the Lucky Soul. I thought maybe you would want to do that because you could start chunking good amounts of damage the next turn. And unless it was able to get removed, which it would have been removable.
Yeah.
However, we're probably just gonna see Marrow Slicer next turn.
Yeah. I think the weapon is pretty good next turn.
Hmm.
Keeping the Aldrachi for later, since you have Il'gynoth, you can just focus on that. You also have
Yeah,
the Bladed Lady, so next turn you might
agreed.
just do
Yeah,
Twin Slice. Or not next turn,
yep.
the other turn. Next turn is Skull.
Next turn you coin Skull. Yeah,
And there's a Skull. There are going to be
the
two Skulls.
Illidari for it got the skull and it got um or that was a top deck skull off of an Illidari play.
Yeah, we're also
Because
already getting close. There's a one mana Il'gynoth.
yeah, Nails really got some really nice got some really nice draws here.
Yeah,
But Mana Feeder Panthara and Belated Lady, this will have to get dealt with. Um
right.
and and our hat cannot die from here. If this skull is unplayable, there's 10 cards in hand. So we'd have to remove quite a lot to even get it remotely to the point of being playable.
Um,
Um
well, you can go with what's the name? Your Illidari Fellblade. That's actually a card, as well as your Immolation Aura if you want to clear basically,
mhm.
well, not everything, but a lot of stuff.
Hmm. Gonna see a Raging Fell Screamer in case of a for Moargs. There,
Sure.
we do see an ooze in hand, so this ooze can come in pretty big handy. We're gonna see the Bladed Lady removed from the side of our hat.
I don't actually love this play from Nails. Just knowing how much damage potential Hashtag has.
Yeah,
Um,
Skull gets ripped. Jailer draws a fragment, so this next card is not getting a discount. That would be Soul Shear and Mystic for 1 mana.
Not great
Gonna
cards, but
no,
you just want to kill fast. That's what you're looking at right now. Is
yes,
can I win?
just tempos out of Philosophy into a skull just to actually play the skull itself. Gets Fell Scream Blast, Eye Beam plus Acrobatics.
I like this play. Just getting that I beam out of the way, getting
Yeah,
some healing.
agreed.
Had is probably looking at getting his Eldrachi down, so you could go Eldrachi Shatter Shard and trade into the 4/4.
Yeah, that's definitely a potential play.
Could also just go Eldrachi Relentless Pursuit, but Relentless Pursuit is really good with Il'gynoth.
Yeah. So we're just gonna see a trade with the. Nope, we're just gonna go 3 face instead, which is a good choice.
Yeah, it's
Uh huh.
never bad to just chug face damage.
Nope. It still has the four. It still has. Ooh, gonna actually. Oh, gonna remove the minion. To make sure that there's no minion on the board for Nails to work with.
Yeah. Nails needs to draw, so he's going to start with Ooze and then get his acrobatics down and see what he can do here.
Yeah. Draws Blade Dance and Twin Slice. The when you can't play the Blade Dance, I'm pretty sure, even if you have an attack, because there's no minions. Um,
Yeah,
but we're gonna see the Illidari Fellblade come out outcasted, which is just a 5/3 to play out on the board.
right.
Um, this is Hat can deal with this um, with just his Shard Shatter Mystic.
Yeah.
Um, so even better might even be a draw of might even be like a Blade Dance draw, which would allow weapon development um
Mhm.
as well. But we'll see what happens. Nails just thinking if he maybe wants to play one other card potentially. I don't know. He's
Um.
not in much threat of dying here, as far as
Well,
he
he
would know.
loses next turn if draws a line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see like Eldrachi, yeah, and then he'll go. He will play the Shard Shatter. The other potential play to me was you just go with the Blade Dance, so you don't develop a minion, and you
Sure.
still do the same amount of damage, and you remove the minions out. But just gonna say I haven't seen a Moarg yet. I don't think there's a Moarg.
You have
Uh,
seen a philosophy that didn't generate anything,
yeah,
so
yes. So our hat has to know that the Moargs are still in it. That there's 9 cards and there's 2 Moargs.
yeah.
Is what Hat has maybe, but there has been a few turns since that philosophy, so who knows? Uh,
Uh, well, you know he
but
would go super fast combo at it.
yeah, that's true. So
Um,
this looks pretty not great. Let's see what the draw is. Draw is Lapidary.
and that game that should be game. The coin
That
hero power.
should be
Yes.
game with Coin Hero power. There it is. Soul Demon Hunter taking down Lifesteal Demon Hunter.
Really good hand for Nails, just not getting any morgs on time.
Yeah.
Kind of punished him very hard.
Yep. Mm, Hat playing nice and not overextending too much. I really liked that Soul Shear play. Um,
Hmm.
in case of any shenanigans that could have potentially caused Hat to lose from that point. But just well played in general. Um,
Yeah.
because there's not a whole lot you can do when you don't draw your Moargs. He played like Nails did all he could to prevent himself from really dying. Um,
Yeah. Nails just
no,
kept the whole time. He was trying to make sure
hmm
he would stay alive. The Soul Demon
yeah,
Hunter, ever since Soul Demon Hunter got Il'gynoth, it just got an
yeah,
extra way to just kill you out of nowhere.
hmm agreed. So we're gonna see the zoo come out for our hat. We're gonna see the OTK Demon Hunter, the Lifesteal Demon Hunter again here for Nails.
Yes.
Right, tour guide kept. Everything else has been removed. Both players. It's like looks like both players mulligan very fast here. Oh, Dark Glare.
Yeah,
Dark Glare off the top, pretty nice.
we're going to see an early Dark Glare, which is pretty good. It
Yeah.
does win games.
hmm
And we also know that there's no great way for Nails to answer a Dark Glare.
No, that is true.
Dark Glare hero power is a problem, especially if you draw one drop or Karenthad for.
Yeah. All right. Is our hat? I don't know if you want to play that broom yet. Yeah, no, he doesn't play the broom. Uh, has we see how awkward it is for this to get dealt with. Even just so much, the philosophy, just throwing out the one philosophy just to get closer to the outcast skull.
Right.
Not to waste any mana. The jailer plus the dark jailer plus raised dead is really nice. This is gonna get pretty spicy pretty fast. The wriggling horror is very
Yeah.
likely to come out
You're
here
just
now.
going crazy here.
Ooh,
Um,
Mosher instead. The Menosher is a really good pickup. Keeping the Warlock nice and healthy, able
Also
to tap
getting
more
closer to being able to just play, what do you call them, the
giant, flesh giant.
giants.
Yep. Wow, second tour guide. That one's golden.
Nice. That's a big board.
hmm
No great way to deal with it from Nail's side. You can kill 3 of them, but 2 minions will remain.
Yeah.
Or more.
hmm Yeah. Nails is just gonna go for the. Nails looks like might just want to go for the Raging Fell Screamer. If that's the case, then there's a Wicked Whispers on the side of Varhat. It's just over because he has 11 damage on board. Just needs 4 more damage to needs 4 more damage to take this one uh on the next turn. So it looks like we're just gonna see a Blade Dance come out. Does that hit on the Mosher not ideal because that minion
No.
lives.
And you don't have Immolation Aura yet.
Yeah. So we're just gonna see Hack kind of go all in here.
Yeah?
Removes the broomstick, goes for puts the Nightshade Matron on the board. There fortunately, obviously, as with Warlock, the hero power is so helpful in cases where you just don't have a lot of draw. The Immolation Aura coming in will remove 3 minions from the board,
Yeah. You could also just coin a
including
Twin
including the
Slice.
mob. It removes enough damage for there not to be lethal on board.
Pointing out the Twin Slice is also really good just because it
It
gets
is,
you 2
yeah,
cards.
yeah. Acrobatics will draw 2 more now. One of them is a Moarg. Wicked Whispers coming out. Soulfire comes into hand.
And
That
that's
is
it.
it. Wicked Whispers gets discarded, and our hat takes game 3, 2-1 now, as this Demon Hunter is gonna now now Hat has just Bomb Warrior and Nails has Bomb Warrior and this Lifesteal Demon Hunter, and I think um I think that our hat uh probably needs to prepare for a Bomb Warrior mirror here. I would
Yes.
very likely just want to see a Bomb Warrior mirror here instead of a yeah, instead of going for that, because if Nails can get the win with this deck, every point matters, even if this Bomb Warrior is extremely favored until OTK Demon Hunter.
Yeah. We do see the hot start of getting Corsair Cash with the coin.
Yeah,
Hat is already ahead just because of that, unless
indeed.
Nails gets
So
something.
much like the two Horde Pillagers in the hand means nothing if without the
No?
weapon. So now we're gonna see Cash, and doesn't even necessarily have to play this on next turn, but Hat likely will just coin out the weapon here.
Yeah. Just such a good play right now. You have the course, the
Yes.
cutting classes. Everything
Mhm.
just points to this play.
Yeah, the double cutting class, it makes this such a nice play.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, Nails does draw. He does get a one of his own. It's just a little too. It's surprising, but the fact that the Corsair Cash comes in just makes this so good for our hat. He has
Yeah.
almost a full hand now. He gets to 9 cards from 5.
Well, no way to upgrade it though, so I wouldn't say this is over yet.
No, it's not over, but it's definitely if any. I guess I mean if I think with these Horde Pillagers, Nails is now in a fine spot
Yes. Hat only has one
because
more charge.
yeah. Ooh, nice. He's gonna have to hold his charge for now. No, he's not gonna hold the charge. He's gonna
No.
go ahead and
Just
swing.
punching face.
Yep.
Can't false move
There
with that.
is. It looks like a cutting class into the hand of Nails. Minefield gonna be able to either remove the full two. The full 2/5 does not do that. Lifts it at 1. Weapon gets played, and then Horde Pillager comes down.
Yeah. Getting your weapon back is really important here.
Yeah,
I actually think if Hat doesn't draw a weapon, Nails is actually ahead. He also has the
probably.
Gallo, which is so important here.
Oh, the bomb draw is pretty crucial. Galakron is also now drawn for Hat.
My guess is we're going to see Nails' Galakron. It's time.
Yeah.
Just kill Hat as fast as you can. And
Mhm.
basically, this went from a control deck mirror to
Oh
an aggro mirror.
wow, and in the Blastmaster boom is a very charged up boom. However, it's
Yes.
in next turn he will be able to make it a full charge. There's another weapon. It gets immediately played. So Hat
Ugh.
is now he's still behind just because of the Galakron hero
Right.
power. But the but oh, that bomb draw. Good news is that well, there won't be a boom this turn is the best news, but it's still gonna be 6 damage to face
Yeah, and there's going to be
with another
pillager.
weapon getting played out of the Horde Pillager.
Right. And Hat explodes again.
Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, there's an upgrade. Upgrade is a nice pickup. Draws Doctor Krasinov as well. Gonna
Could just
have to
slam
decide
Krasnov.
which way you want to remove things. Gonna go with looks like going with the Krasinov.
Yeah. I like this play.
Mhm.
Gives you damage. We do know we're going to see a hero power hit face Dr. Boom now.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that's the play. There really isn't any other play to really be made here.
No, and this is just so much damage.
And the boom itself being an 11/11 is a lot of health.
Yeah. It makes Deathwing not the perfect counter to it.
Yes, indeed.
This match is really aggressive. I don't know that you want to Blade Storm and just say, bring it in, I'm going to take 6 bombs to the face.
I think going for a bear off is a little bit better here. If you're gonna opt for a clear, all right, we're gonna go for a brawl.
Yeah, so taking a lot of face damage.
Oh yeah,
At least Boom died.
yeah. 2, 2, 1, 4, 3. Okay, pretty average results,
Pretty
honestly.
average, yeah.
The main issue is that he's very close. Hat's very close to dead, and if this bomb hits for 4, he's actually just dead. It did not hit the minion.
Well, you can
Um,
go upgrade if you're Nails here.
yeah. You go. Yeah, you definitely can go for the upgrade. It's definitely the play here. Um, could opt to do it after. Could you want to put Hat to below 5 in case of a bomb draw? But then
Sure.
I think you can. I think you go for the wrench upgrade on the next wrench. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Because now sitting with a 4/4 weapon, Hat has not much left. He's probably gonna have to Galakrond this turn just to survive.
Right. Um,
Okay.
there are a lot
Looks
of
like
bombs in Nails' deck, though.
there are 5 bombs in Nails deck, but there are also 4 in Arhat's deck.
Yeah. So there could always just be a bomb train, but at the same time, there are 18 cards in the deck. It's not that likely that it happens.
Yeah. I think Hat is gonna have to decide if he wants to. All right, we're just gonna go for the Galakrond and go for the armor. Just go for the 3 attack hero power. Also draws his boom actually. Gonna go for double upgrade. So it's not over. As far as I can see, it's not quite over yet.
No. Well, it might be, but we can't see it.
Yeah. No. It would require bomb draws. Would
Well,
be what
or
happened.
a spell.
Yeah, but
No crazy spell draw, no. Commencement is a taunt, which could be useful next turn, but I don't even know which minions are still in your deck.
I don't know either personally. But our hat's going down to 1
Yeah.
here. Um but Hat could potentially steal it with a boom blade storm. But
I think he probably has to go that route, right?
you have to go for it and hope that you win.
You have a pretty good chance, to be honest, because there's also the chance of just
Yeah.
a top deck bomb.
Yeah. There's better chance. 1, 4, 7. Wow.
Nope,
They didn't draw the bomb though. It's over.
it's over.
Yeah.
And Krasinov wins here for Nails.
Yeah. Just lack of bomb draw
Yes.
there. If the bomb gets drawn, then Hat sneaks one out. Now, as is, the bomb warrior will face the bomb warrior will face off against the lifesteal demon hunter.
Yeah, if you get the weapon, it's basically a lost matchup. There's not that much the OTK can do.
Mm-hmm.
But still, there's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
OTKDH can always nuts, and you can always miss the weapon.
True.
Also, there's an important card, Ooze,
Yeah, Ooze is an important card. It keeps Ooze off the mulligan.
and gets Skull.
Yeah, there's no weapon in the hand of our hat right now.
No. No weapon, no cash. So
Yeah.
Hat is going to be struggling a little bit unless he gets it.
Hmm.
Is this
Gonna
a
see
good
twin
enough time
slice
to
here.
throw out the slice? I think it is.
Probably. This hand is so super clunky
Yes.
for our hat. He a weapon draw here would still be fine. You can just coin it out next turn.
Right.
Corsair Cash also a good draw. Picks up Minefield and just has to immediately drop the Evil Quartermaster. However, the longer this goes without the weapon, the more likely it is for the ooze to just have to get played without doing any effect because you're not gonna you want this skull on 6.
Yes.
Unless there's some circumstance where the other skull gets put on that side on 6. Which would be very fortunate.
Mhm.
Alright, looks like gonna go for the trade, it looks like, based on the arrow pointing at the minion, and opts for face. Brawl drawn. No real effect there. Gonna go for Draconic Lackey. 10th Thrasher is a cheaper minion, so you want to pick that up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically Hat's playing a little bit for board, which is what he can do right now.
Yes. Alright, we're gonna see a Raging Fell Screamer with a Moarg. There's a Moarg in hand, so finally Nails has Moargs in his demon. Um, just has to remember that that minion is discounted by the Fell Screamer. Wrench Caliber picked up immediately slammed. All right. So Hat able to clear up the board and now has the weapon, which means we are going to see this ooze come down from Nails very likely, unless he thinks it's just not a big enough threat. In which case he doesn't have to play the ooze. Doesn't necessarily have to stop the bomb flow, but maybe he's going to look at second slice hero power with the ooze. That would be pretty good. The Ilganoth being picked up to hand without discount is quite annoying. Nails
Yeah.
does not want that in his hand unless it really doesn't want it if it's not going to cost a 1. However, it's fine. If Skull
Mhm.
discounts quite a lot of the other things in the combo, then it won't matter. Gonna
Yeah.
go for the ethereal Og merchant with an ooze to remove the weapon, and Hat is again left weaponless.
Which is certainly not what you're looking to do.
Exactly. Do not want that.
No, you need to kill them fast. You do have 10 treasure for 5,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's a good source of damage.
Yeah.
There's a pretty good chance your opponent just ignores that.
Yeah. Just gonna remove the minion, makes it 3 health. Is a bit awkward at 3. We're very likely just to see a skull ripped here. There is
Yes.
that, but in probably gonna have to get rid of a card. Maybe get rid of gonna not be able to play philosophy, but does get the weapon and an immolation aura, so can play a card that won't return any or won't recycle itself. Will
Mhm.
be able to remove we'll be able to get some cards out of hand so there's no overdraw next turn. Got a
Yeah.
philosophy for a Moarg. So 9 cards in hand. Looks like we're going face.
Yeah.
Removing the armor, gaining some health. That's very good for this deck. But the Corsair Cash coming in immediately gets played. Now we're gonna get to see
Now we get
very
to see bomb.
likely Wrench Caliber upgrade, and now this starts to get difficult. Boom in
Yeah,
hand.
but was it too late? So
It might be too late.
there's no fell scream in hand, which is the only reason why this is not over yet.
There is a Fell Scream in hand.
There is? I'm just not
Yeah,
seeing it.
right
Oh,
next
there
to the
is a fell
Ilganoth.
scream. So you can
Yeah,
currently play 3 morgs.
does that kill? and you can only play one that's discounted.
I'm pretty sure that kills it. With the weapon, I think that kills it. And you also have Ugg Merchant. Yeah, that
Oh,
kills.
okay. Sure, that's game.
And that's it.
Yeah. Wow.
OTKTH
That's it.
gets it.
Yeah,
Wow.
lack of weapon, and Arhat uh looked in a commanding position at one point, and then all of a sudden Nails just kind of turns around the bomb warrior mirror, and the lack of weapon draws in the final game
Wow.
gives Nails the win.
That was insane.
Yeah, and that gives Yashiraj's Clown Colleges an even greater week win, as all their matches have been 3-2 in their favor now. With only Lumble versus Risen left to play, it's now 15-8 for Yashirash's Clown College.
And
So
Aeon.
they're gonna be able to potentially challenge. Well, these two teams, I think, Aeon should still be obviously in the playoff.
Right.
Is far ahead, and especially looking at it where Sugoi Red would have needed a big week, and they have not had that big week. Uh, so
Yes. I'm
let's
getting
see if we
nails here while we speak.
okay.
Have a quick interview, but
Sure.
yeah, I wonder if we're going to have a switch and Aeon is not going to make. As I've shared a show with Donde and I like attacking Donde whenever possible, I'm hoping for Aeon not to make it so I can keep joking at Donde.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite difficult for Aeon to not make playoffs here, though.
Yes, it's going to be
As
all
as they
about
are
the unknown.
they are at 138 now, and that is um more than a week. That's I mean, the unknown is the next closest team right now. Oh no, Sugoi no, it's Sugoi Red at 122. And then the unknown. So I think pretty good standings for Aeon to make the playoffs here.
Hmm. Yeah. Let me add
Yeah.
nails. Talk to him.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, um,
Awesome.
hey nails,
Yeah, some
congratulations.
nails.
Thank you.
This was a rough match. I think both players playing fast and well.
Yeah, no, I generally prefer playing faster, just getting my moves played, and it was refreshing after Justin roped me every turn of my set before this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was messaging Hat about that match, and I'm like, so the match took a little bit longer because they played quite slow, unlike you.
Yeah. I was ready for this match. It was like I think the only pause was like determining it like okay, maybe like they might have been stuck between two plays for like a few seconds.
Yeah, I was thinking. I actually remember the one time that I spent a lot of time thinking. It was in the last turn of the Demon Hunter game where I was deciding if I wanted to play some
Mhm.
heal to get out of range of potential burst combos, and I decided that I was gonna hope he didn't have it, and I thought I was dead. But the heal that I would have played wouldn't have saved me
Yeah,
in enough situations, and it wouldn't have saved me in that situation. So. Um,
Gotcha.
that's the only time that I think I spent thinking about my plays. Everything else was um, stuff that I've practiced a lot before. I don't want to say it's straightforward or anything because it's um, it like Hearthstone's a hard game, but it's stuff that it was a lot of just situations that I'd seen before, and so I knew what to do.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I want to ask you about your deck choices here. Um, I know you're very much fan of a mage deck you presented a bit before. I thought I was going to see it in pro as well.
Um, honestly, I'd like to just run different decks every week.
Sure.
And um, I like it's definitely a consideration. It's a deck that I'm a fan of. It, I don't know, like I've brought it a couple times. I know I've brought it at least one time in Pro. I've brought it a couple times in Legacy and once in Hero. I think um, Mizaki. It's just like a strong deck, but um, yeah, I didn't think it lined up especially well into what I expected our hat to bring. He
Sure.
played aggro into me.
Sure.
Like in we played in Legacy and Hero, and he played like yeah a decent amount of aggro. And Mizaki, it's like okay into aggro, but it doesn't love fighting it, and so
Right.
uh, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
I was excited that I got to do Mizaki things on stream, though. Uh,
I mean, you did it really well.
I
You almost beat the druid, which is not a good matchup.
uh, I drew. It's hard to say that I drew poorly when I drew like Incanter's Flow into AI. But he drew better, I guess. Like he
Sure.
got the coin, which is huge in that matchup for both sides. Both sides really, really want the coin.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's just. Uh, I think I could have done like one or two things better in the mage versus druid game, but
Hmm.
it was largely just draw order, and it
Sure.
didn't go my way.
Yeah.
Sure.
The deck is so hard. Oh my god, you get like no margin for error when you play Mizaki Mage. If you
Right.
you get like if you mess up like w- so there are definitely some games where you just blow your opponent out, but there are a
Mm.
lot of games that are just like entirely decided on the margins, and if you get like one or two decisions wrong, you've just instantly lost your margins for the game. It's
Hmm.
so much fun to play. Just
Yeah.
kind of like writing enters and such. I think it's really good if you play it optimally though.
Sure.
Hmm.
I think, in my opinion, it's a really strong deck if you know how to play it, which is not a lot of people. And it tanks really fast. If you don't know what you're doing, it feels awful because you're going to take one or two more turns to do the
Yep.
combo and you're dead.
Or you're going to use a resource that you weren't supposed to use, and you'll
Right.
be slightly off. The deck does not have too much extra damage. It can if you're fighting a warrior, sometimes you can just hit for like 60 or something. But
Yeah.
in general, uh, you you you're pretty close to having the 30, and you have to get to 30.
Yeah. Um.
Unlike Demon Hunter, which is it can run out of damage
Mhm.
sometimes, but it's less. It's more forgiving. It,
Right.
Hmm.
it's still a hard deck, but
Right.
Yeah. I've tried
uh,
piloting
yeah.
that deck. I'm not good at it.
It's. I'm not great at
Um,
it. It's a
I've
lot of
I've
work.
also I've also got like 500 Demon Hunter games or something stupid, like
Yeah.
just
Nice.
on that deck alone.
Gotcha.
I've played a lot of it.
That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Um. I think I wanted to ask, your team is doing well. How do you feel about playoffs for pro next week? By beating Aeon, you guys are in a very prime position to make playoffs right now. I think it's
Yeah, we
looking super
we kind of
likely.
dropped the ball last week, but yeah, beating another playoff contention team. They started the week out 4 points ahead of us, and we've
Yeah.
taken 16 so far. They've got 8, so like they probably should be good for playoffs as well. But
Hmm.
Nice.
yeah, it's nice to have that. I mean, I don't know if it's mathematically locked, but it's hard to completely whiff. Actually, we are playing a really good team next week, so I take that back. We could definitely whiff next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you all either play For the Boys or Hype Horizon, right? One of those two?
Yeah, I think we play Hyper Horizon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um we will need to end soon so Wild can we can get ready for Wild's Schoolstone, which is starting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. But my final two questions that I always like to ask, just to get a friendly opinion here. The first one I want to ask you, Nails, is how do you feel about the current pre-rotation meta? Is there anything you're excited for? Anything you think is really bad and should be nerfed? Balance changes should
Yeah,
happen.
so I'm really excited for the fact that they one of the devs, I think it was Alec, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I might just be completely triggering that. Announced that Rogue was getting nerfed, and I'm all about that.
Sure.
Because Murder Rogue is really dumb right now,
Yes.
and so I am very
Mhm.
excited for that. I think the meta outside of Murder Rogue is like really pretty good, and I enjoy it a lot. Um,
Sure.
like uh, aside from that, yeah, I think that there are a lot of pretty interactive decks. I don't play them, but they're like fun to play against. Um,
Sure.
and
Do they nerf
yeah, no,
Mozaki?
Mizaki doesn't need
No.
to be nerfed because no one
No,
plays
no,
it,
no.
and the deck is dead after rotation. So,
True. True.
uh, like Sork is gone, Magic Trick's gone. Like it just loses too many pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the other question I want to ask is, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
I mean, shout outs to my teammates for sure. Uh,
Sure.
like they uh they've been really great prep partners. Honestly, uh, I've been doing pretty well in THL this season. I'm like on ladder, but this is definitely the best I've done in just
Mm-hmm.
in Hearthstone, and playing in THL has absolutely elevated my game. Just
Nice.
having strong players to work with,
Yeah.
and having something to make me prepare for every week, and put like making me go out of my way to learn new decks. Like
Mhm.
I'd consider myself like something of a demon hunter one trick, and I picked that deck up for THL. I didn't have much interest in learning it until I decided to submit it for 1 week, and
Mhm.
I had to learn it because I submitted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like yeah, playing in THL has been really great for me as a player. Um, so yeah, like again, shout outs to my teammates because they've like definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got a
Yeah.
good group of guys on that team.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for letting me play both of my sets on stream. This was a
Oh,
good time.
hey, it
Uh,
was awesome for us. We got to see some really good matches.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a bit disappointed about my Paladin games because I mean, I probably was always losing, or not always losing the Warrior game, but like with the way it played out, I was always losing it. But
Mhm.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Ramp Paladin should be a matchup that I destroy with my deck, especially how it's teched out. And
Mm-hmm.
I just really bricked, and it felt
Mhm.
terrible.
Oh.
But it happens sometimes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Shunsui can clutch it out against Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That match is unfortunately
Obviously,
not on stream.
yeah, good prep to Justin. He prepped me.
Oh yeah.
But
Just,
um,
I mean, both of you played really well and had really strong lineups. Also, very polarized lineups, which was really interesting.
yeah, I heard a little bit of the interview. And yeah, I agree with him on that. It's decent amount of just draw your cards in the right order, lol,
Mm-hmm.
which happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but yeah, thanks for having me on.
Mhm.
Anything else you want to ask? Or
No, I don't have anything else.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe that's it. I want to take this time to thank you, Hat and Justin, for playing on stream. This is always fun to have you. If you would like to play on stream, you can always DM me, Lotus Knight, DM Fish, DM
Yep.
NHL and JFan, DM Saku or Donde. We're all happy to have matches on stream, and we'll point
Sure.
you to the right person if you hit the wrong person for a time slot.
Yep.
I also want to thank Fish for joining me today. This was a
No
really good
problem.
stream with great matches.
Mhm.
And stick around in half an hour. Wild Schoolstone is starting. Marty is bringing a lot of information on what's going on in Wild series and in Wild in general. Some cool decks, and that's going to be followed by a really hype Wild match with Memnarch versus Mountain Man, however you say it.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's super. That's pretty exciting. Yeah.
yeah, I believe that is it. We'll see you all in half an hour. Later.
Yep. See ya.